I remember the exact moment when my world started falling apart. It was February 15th, 2 o'clock in the morning. I woke up because I heard a soft buzzing sound. Tom, my husband, was sitting on the edge of our bed with his phone in his hands. The screen was glowing in the dark room. "Tom?" I whispered. "What are you doing?" He jumped like he had seen a ghost. His phone fell onto the carpet with a soft thud. "Oh, Lisa," he said quickly. "I didn't want to wake you up. Sorry, honey. Go back to sleep." But I couldn't sleep. I watched him pick up his phone and walk to the bathroom. Through the thin walls, I could hear him whispering to someone. My heart started beating faster. Who was he talking to at 2 in the morning? The next morning, I tried to act normal. We had breakfast together, like always. Tom read his newspaper while I drank my coffee. But something was different. He kept checking his phone every few minutes. When it buzzed, he would smile this strange smile that I had never seen before. "Who keeps texting you?" I asked, trying to sound casual. "Oh, just work stuff," he replied without looking at me. "You know how busy things are at the office." But Tom worked at a bank. Banks don't send happy text messages at 2 in the morning. Over the next few weeks, everything got worse. Tom started coming home late from work. When I asked him why, he always had a different excuse. "I had to finish a project," he would say, or "the boss needed me to stay late," or "I went for drinks with the guys from accounting." But the worst part was the smell. Every time Tom came home late, he smelled like perfume. It wasn't my perfume. It was something sweet and floral, like roses or jasmine. The scent would follow him into our bedroom and stay on his clothes. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. When Tom came home at 11:30, smelling like that mysterious perfume, I confronted him. "Tom, we need to talk," I said firmly. He looked nervous. His face turned red, and he started touching his hair the way he always did when he was lying. "What about?" he asked. "About where you've been going, about the late nights, about the perfume." Tom's eyes went wide. For a moment, I thought he was going to tell me the truth. Instead, he shook his head and said, "Lisa, you're being paranoid. I'm not doing anything wrong." But I knew he was lying. My husband of 10 years was definitely hiding something from me. The breaking point came 3 weeks later. It was a Saturday morning, and Tom had left early, saying he needed to run errands. I was cleaning our bedroom when I found a receipt in his jacket pocket. It was from a hardware store across town. He'd bought paint, brushes, and cleaning supplies. The date was from the previous Tuesday, when he had told me he was working late. Why would my husband buy paint and lie about it? I sat on our bed and cried. The man I loved, the man I had trusted with my whole heart, was definitely cheating on me. The evidence was everywhere. The secret phone calls, the late nights, the perfume, and now the lies about where he was going. That afternoon, I packed a suitcase. I decided I would follow Tom that night and catch him in the act. Then I would leave him forever. At 7 o'clock that evening, Tom kissed my forehead and said, "I have to go out for a while, honey. Don't wait up for me." "Where are you going?" I asked, even though I knew he would lie. "Just meeting Dave from work. We're discussing a new project." 20 minutes after he left, I got in my car and followed him. My hands were shaking on the steering wheel. Part of me hoped I was wrong, but deep in my heart, I knew what I would find. Tom drove across town to an old neighborhood I had never seen before. The houses were small and run down. Some had broken windows or missing roof tiles. He parked in front of a tiny blue house with an overgrown garden. I watched him take keys out of his pocket and unlock the front door. He disappeared inside, and I saw lights come on in the windows. This was it. This was where he was meeting his secret girlfriend. I sat in my car for 10 minutes, gathering my courage. Then I walked up to the front door. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I turned the knob, and surprisingly, it was unlocked. Tom! I shouted as I burst through the door. I know what you've been doing! But what I saw made me freeze in shock. Tom was standing in the middle of an empty living room covered from head to toe in white paint and dust. Paintbrushes and rollers were scattered everywhere. The walls were freshly painted a soft yellow color, my favorite color. Old furniture covered with sheets sat in the corners. "Lisa," Tom gasped, "what are you doing here? You weren't supposed to see this yet." I looked around the room in confusion. Something about this place seemed familiar, but I couldn't figure out what it was. "Tom, what is this place?" I whispered. Tom's eyes filled with tears. He walked over to the fireplace and picked up an old photograph from the mantel. He handed it to me with trembling hands. It was a picture of me as a little girl, standing in this exact same living room with my parents. "This is your childhood home, Lisa," Tom said softly. "Your parents had to sell it 15 years ago when your dad lost his job. I've been buying it back for you little by little for the past 2 years. I wanted to restore it and surprise you for our 10th wedding anniversary next month." I couldn't breathe. I couldn't speak. This was the house where I grew up, where I had celebrated every birthday until I was 16, where my mother had taught me to cook and my father had helped me with homework. "The perfume you smelled," Tom continued, "was from the air freshener I bought to cover the paint smell. The late nights were me working here, trying to make everything perfect for you." I dropped my suitcase and ran into his arms. We both started crying and laughing at the same time. We held each other tight in that empty living room, surrounded by paint cans and memories. "I thought you were cheating on me," I sobbed into his shoulder. "I'm sorry I had to lie. I wanted it to be a perfect surprise. I love you so much, Lisa. I would never hurt you." We stayed there until midnight, talking about our future in the house where my story began. Sometimes the things that scare us most lead us to the greatest happiness. Do you think it's okay to keep secrets from people you love, even if it's for a good surprise? Thank you for watching English Practice Library. If this story helped you practice your English, please like the video. It really supports the channel. And if you want more calm, level-based English stories like this, subscribe to English Practice Library. See you in the next story.